The median retirement savings for all U.S. adults is just $65,000. Let that sink in for a second. Do you have more or less than the average American your age? If you're like 25% of Americans, you might not even have a retirement account yet. Imagine reaching age 65 and discovering your nest egg would barely cover a couple of years' expenses. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly where you stand compared to everyone else. Income, spending, savings, debt, credit score, and net worth, plus the simple, actionable steps that can help you leap ahead of the averages. Starting now. Stay with me because some of these numbers will surprise you, and one might even inspire you to take action today. Let's set the stage. Have you ever truly compared your finances to the real numbers across America? Not just what you see online or hear from friends, but the hard, statistical averages that can reveal whether you're quietly winning the money game or falling behind without knowing it. Most people think they're doing okay. But you'd be amazed how far off track the typical household actually is once you see the benchmarks. I'm Mark, and here on Mark Invests, I help you decode where you stand financially with clear, realistic steps to move forward. If you're curious how you stack up to your peers, or even if you're just wondering what the average normal looks like in 2024, hit that like button so I know this type of deep dive matters to you. Let's dig right into the numbers most people never see and use them as measuring sticks for progress. First up, income. According to the U.S. Department of Labor Statistics, the median income for a full-time worker in the United States is $1,041 per week, translating to about $52,000 per year before taxes. That's assuming a 40-hour work week and works out to roughly $26 per hour. But remember, this is for one individual. If you look at total household income, which includes spouses and dependents living under one roof, the figures will look different since more than one earner may contribute. Right now, pause and ask yourself, are you making more or less than $1,041 per week? If you're working full-time and you're below this line, don't feel discouraged. Reality is most Americans land on either side of this benchmark at different points in their career. But there's more to the financial picture than just what comes into your account. Still with me, because what comes next is even more shocking. Retirement savings. This is where the gap between perception and reality really explodes. According to the most recent Federal Reserve data, the median amount saved for retirement among all adults is just $65,000. Let's be clear. This number only includes those who actually have retirement accounts. And around 25% of Americans don't even have one at all. That's a quarter of adults entirely unprepared for retirement. Let me put this $65,000 in context. If you retired today with this sum and followed the classic 4% safe withdrawal rate rule, your savings would generate only $2,600 in income per year. That's barely enough to cover groceries, let alone rent or travel. It's a wake-up call. But it's also a huge opportunity, because simply knowing this stat means you have the power to change your trajectory. Let's dig even deeper by looking at the breakdown by age group. Americans aged 25 and younger have a median retirement account balance of only $1,786. For ages 25 to 34, that median jumps to just over $14,000. Ages 35 to 44 see a median of $36,000. It isn't until 65 and older that the median reaches nearly $88,000. These figures are sobering when you consider that most experts suggest you'll need something like $500,000 and often much more saved up, along with Social Security or other streams, to retire comfortably. If you're wondering if you're on track, you're not alone. But every dollar you set aside now, especially early on, can put you well above the pack by the time you hit retirement age. Before we move on, tell me in the comments, do you have more or less than your age group's median? Don't be shy. Our community is here to support, not judge. Now, Social Security is the next pillar of the average person's retirement plan. According to the Social Security Administration, the average monthly benefit is currently $1,550. Many Americans depend almost entirely on this check. But remember, if you haven't consistently earned strong wages throughout your career, your monthly benefit could be even lower. And if you're planning to retire before 67, you might not get full benefits at all. Some see Social Security as a bonus, others count on it as a lifeline. That's why reviewing your own projected benefit on the Social Security Administration website is crucial. But most people underestimate how little it will actually cover compared to modern living expenses. Curious how your spending stacks up? Let's find out. The U.S. Department of Labor Statistics shows that the average household spends $5,577 a month, or about $67,000 per year. That's your baseline cost of getting by, including everything from big expenses like housing and transportation down to groceries and streaming subscriptions. To break it down, housing eats up $1,885 per month, about 34% of the average household's budget. Food costs around $691, and transportation clocks in at $913 a month. Take a second to total up your own numbers. Are you higher or lower than these marks? If your rent or mortgage, groceries, and car payments are eating up more than a third of your take-home, you're not alone. But keeping these benchmarks in mind can help you spot opportunities for savings. Here's a little challenge. Try tracking your own spending for 1 month and see if you can beat these averages. If you're ready to get specific, drop a rocket emoji in the chat if your spending is below these numbers. Next, credit scores. While people sometimes downplay this number, your credit score can make or break your chances of affordable home ownership, low-interest car loans, and more. The FICO score ranges from 300 to 850, and according to Experian, the average American score is a surprisingly high 750. Not bad, but achieving and maintaining a good score isn't complicated. Pay all bills on time. This is the single biggest factor. Watch your credit utilization. Ideally, use less than 30% of your limit and avoid opening too much new credit at once. Your full credit picture also includes account variety and how long you've held each one. Checking your own FICO score at least once per year can help you spot errors or fraud early. Curious where you stand? Share your score or range in the comments. Seeing people ahead and behind you can be super motivating and is a great way to benchmark progress. But stay tuned, because some of the numbers coming up will make you rethink what's really average. Let's talk about debt. According to WalletHub, the average household carries $9,260 in credit card debt. This is arguably the worst category of consumer debt, primarily because credit card interest rates are so punishing, often 15%, 20%, or even 25%. At these rates, your monthly payments barely chip away at the principal, and you're essentially trapped in a cycle where your investments can't possibly outpace the interest growing on your debts. The other pitfall of credit cards is that they enable unnecessary spending. Clothes, electronics, appliances, and impulse buys that lose value fast. If you need a reality check, look at a recent credit card statement and total up purchases you could have skipped. Bet it's more than you think. The solution, while simple, isn't always easy. Pay off your full balance every single month. If that's not possible, focus on high-interest cards first and avoid financing non-essential items. Micro call to action. Pause right here, write down your current credit card balance, and set a goal to reduce it by 10% this month. It's a realistic challenge nearly anyone can take on. Let's shift gears to net worth. Tracking your net worth is like checking your financial GP. Your net worth is the value of everything you own: house, cars, retirement, or investment accounts. Valuables minus everything you owe: mortgage, loans, other debts. It's a simple formula, but it can give you a panoramic view of your money situation. According to the Federal Reserve, the median net worth for U.S. Households is $122,000. For people under 35, the median is under $14,000. Ages 35 to 44 rise to $91,000. Ages 45 to 54 are at $168,000. Ages 55 to 64 climb to $212,000. And 65 to 74-year-olds reach $266,000. If that seems low, remember, these numbers include everyone, even people with barely any assets. If you're tracking your own net worth already, you're ahead of most. If not, now's the perfect time to start. You can download my free net worth tracker spreadsheet, linked below, to instantly calculate where you stand versus the national averages. Just enter your numbers and see your percentile. Are you under 35 and have more than $14,000 net worth? Drop a rocket emoji in the comments. Show the community it's possible to beat the benchmarks. But what if you feel stuck below these benchmarks? Here's where things get actionable. Let's break down exactly how to beat the average American's finances in 5 clear steps. Step 1. Automate your savings. Set a fixed percentage, even just 10% to start. To move from checking to a high-yield savings or investment account every payday. Automation means you save before you spend. Tools like Ally, Capital One 360, or any bank with free recurring transfers work perfectly. Step 2. Crush high-interest debt. Use the avalanche or snowball method. Focus extra payments on the highest interest balances or the smallest, depending on what keeps you more motivated. Based on the average $9,260 in credit card debt at 20%, you're spending nearly $2,000 a year in interest. Getting this to zero gives you an instant raise in disposable income. Step 3. Increase income. Don't just cut spending. Negotiate your salary. The average worker leaves $7,500 per year on the table by not negotiating. According to Glassdoor, look for freelance or side gig opportunities, or invest in new skills to boost earnings. Remember, every extra $100 a month invested now can mean tens of thousands at retirement. Step 4. Track your net worth and compare each year. Use my free net worth tracker or an app like Personal Capital. Set a reminder to update your numbers quarterly. You'll see progress even when it feels slow. Step 5. Invest for the long game start or max out your retirement account. Even if you can only put away $100 a month in a Roth IRA at 7% average return, you'll have it around $121,000 after 30 years. Actual results depend on market performance. Don't let feeling behind stop you from starting now. To illustrate how these steps stack up, let's look at a practical example. Meet Alex, age 30, who started with $15,000 in savings. By automating a 15% savings rate, paying off a $4,500 credit card balance aggressively, negotiating a $3,000 raise at work, and tracking net worth every few months, Alex grew that net worth to $80,000 by age 35. Even with a few market bumps along the way, Alex didn't inherit money or make a tech salary, just consistent steps and steady improvement. If Alex can do it, so can you. Quick progress marker. Pause and comment which of these 5 steps you're already doing, or which one you're going to start with this week. Sometimes naming your next action makes all the difference. Now, let's revisit some savings basics. According to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, the average person saves around 6% of their after-tax income. That's often not enough to hit big goals like a $62,000 down payment on a house, a $26,000 kitchen renovation, or a $47,000 new car. Experts suggest aiming for at least 10 to 15% toward retirement, with extra set aside for short and medium-term goals. If your ultimate objective is early retirement, try to stretch to 20% or even more if you can. Not sure what's possible on your current budget? Use an online calculator, like NerdWallet or Fidelity's retirement score tool, to model different saving rates and see how the future could play out. Remember, it's less about perfection and more about steady improvement each year. Curious about retirement timing? Ramsey Solutions pegs the average retirement age at 61. Even though most people can't claim full Social Security until 67, the Social Security Administration says that at 65, you can expect to live another 19 to 21.5 years. That's 2 whole decades to fund. That's why starting early, using employer match programs, and taking advantage of Roth or traditional IRAs can make a massive difference through the compounding effect. Before we wrap, here's a quick recap visualization. Average individual income, $52,000 per year. Median household net worth, $122,000. Median retirement savings, $65,000, but only among those who have accounts. Average monthly spending, $5,577. Average credit score, 715. Average credit card debt, $9,260. Average Social Security, $1,550 per month. Average savings rate, 6%. Side by side, these numbers tell a story, but they're not your destiny. What matters is taking one step at a time, tracking your progress, and understanding that beating the average isn't about some secret hack. It's about consistent actions over years, not months. You don't have to be a millionaire to beat the odds. Just save and manage money smarter than the average. If you want to see exactly where you stand and set your next milestone, don't forget to download the Net Worth Tracker spreadsheet below. And if this video has inspired you to rethink your money story and start climbing the ranks, subscribe for more data-driven financial guides and real step-by-step breakdowns from Mark Invests. Let's wrap up by recapping the key benchmarks so you can take action now. We covered the national median income, typical retirement savings by age, average household spending, common credit card debt, net worth ranges, and the average savings rate. Chances are you saw at least one stat that made you rethink where you stand. But knowledge only matters if you act on it. Here's what to do. 1. Start by tracking your own numbers. Download the free Net Worth Tracker spreadsheet linked below. It takes just 5 minutes to plug in your age, assets, and liabilities, and see exactly how you compare to the averages. 2. Pick one action from the 5-step framework. Maybe you'll automate savings, attack high-interest debt, or negotiate a raise this month. 3. Set a reminder to check your net worth every quarter and celebrate progress, not perfection. 4. Use free tools like Mint or Personal Capital to keep tabs on spending. Or try online calculators from NerdWallet or Fidelity to map your retirement timeline. Stay patient. Real progress shows up in 6 months, a year, or longer. If you start tracking today and follow through on the steps we covered, you'll see tangible changes in just a few months and huge differences in a few years. Want to have more support? Subscribe to Mark Invest for more in-depth financial breakdowns, guides, and resources. Next up, I'll be sharing my favorite index funds and a risk analysis every beginner should see. So make sure notifications are on. Drop a comment telling me which step you'll tackle first, or share your own net worth percentile. If you're under 35 and ahead of the average, share a rocket emoji below. And don't forget, download your free Net Worth Tracker spreadsheet right now to visualize your financial progress. Remember, you don't have to match the averages. You can beat them, step by step. Individual results may vary. This is not personalized financial advice. Always consult a qualified professional for advice tailored to your needs.